Wait, let me brush my hair.
Me too.
What hair? Oh.
He's still got a lot more hair than I do. He's not left here than I have.
Got me about waist high. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Dan Capps. I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to be here for this speech. We're going to start this speech off a little bit differently than most speeches. I'm going to show you a quick 30-second commercial that I think is really going to encapsulate what our subject topic is today, which is secondhand smoke. So if you would, just please watch the screen.
Ready?
You have the choice to smoke. Your children don't.
Okay, a lot of you know about secondhand smoke and what it can do to you. I personally, I can really identify with that commercial because I was that kid growing up. I was the kid that was trapped in the car while my mom smoked. And let me tell you, I have a lot of vivid memories of taking my last big deep breaths before getting into the car. And it's really not pleasant. And that really changed me as I was growing up, because once I got old enough to understand what was going on, I made myself a promise to myself that I wouldn't ever put my kids or myself in that situation. Today, I'm going to be telling you about the dangers of secondhand smoke and hope you take an active interest in protecting yourself and your family from it. And I'm sure everyone here at some point in their life have been exposed to secondhand smoke. Our subject today will explain the dangers you have been exposed to, and why, if you're a smoker, you shouldn't inflict your habit upon others. And also why there should be a public smoking ban in all general public areas in Indiana. Now, wouldn't it be great to be able to go into a restaurant and enjoy a meal without inhaling that secondhand smoke? I know I personally look forward to that day. As I stated earlier, I've been exposed to secondhand smoke ever since I was young, and I've done a lot of research into its effects as well, because over the years I've lost my grandfather to lung cancer, I lost a grandmother to emphysema, and another grandfather to emphysema. So I really understand the dangers linked to smoking. And I've also been an advocate for a public ban on smoking in Indiana. And I'm here today to first discuss what's in secondhand smoke. Secondly, to inform you on the dangers not only in adults but also in children. And lastly, I'm going to explain some of the current laws in place to protect the public and why there should be a statewide ban on smoking in the general public areas in Indiana. Now, let's get right into what makes up secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is made up of over 4,000 different chemicals. That's right, 4,000 different chemicals. Just think about that for a second. We have people putting that in their body every day, multiple times a day. And out of those 4,000 chemicals, there's 69 known carcinogens in secondhand smoke, according to a 2005 report issued by the Department of Health and Human Services. And some of those chemicals you may recognize as ammonia, arsenic, lead, and formaldehyde. That's right, formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is used in the embalming process. And they put it in cadavers. I don't know about you, but I personally wouldn't want to put anything into myself while I'm living that's going to be put into me after I'm gone. So, now that we know some of the toxic chemicals that make up cigarette smoke, let's look at the health risks caused by this toxic substance. There are many different health risks associated to exposure to secondhand smoke. According to U.S. Surgeon General, there is a marked increase in the occurrence of sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS, acute respiratory infections, ear problems, and severe asthma in children who are exposed to secondhand smoke. But secondhand smoke also causes health issues in adults as well, such as lung cancer. Did you know that every year 3,000 U.S. non-smoking adults die from lung cancer due to exposure from secondhand smoke? And secondhand smoke has also been linked to leukemia, lymphoma, and many other types of cancers in both children and adults. Cancer is not the only risk associated with secondhand smoke. You can also increase your risk of heart disease by 25 to 30% if you're exposed to secondhand smoke over a period of time. There have also been studies that link secondhand smoking and your risk of having a stroke. And as most of you know, a stroke is basically a brain attack, and it can be debilitating, if not deadly. Now that we know some of the health risks, let's look into what states are doing or not doing to protect the public. There are many laws right now that are in place to protect the public from people smoking in public places. Currently, there are 27 states that have laws that ban smoking in all general public places. And the term general public places refers to hospitals, churches, your workplace, public parks, restaurants and bars, etc., etc. And now, there are also another 12 states that ban smoking in most public places, and these states generally do not ban restaurants or bars from smoking. And that's basically due from pressure from the people who own those businesses. They feel as if they would lose revenue if they were not to offer smoking at their facility. But that really doesn't make sense to me, because if there was a statewide issued ban, smokers are not going to stop going out to eat. They're not going to stop going to bars to drink. So that just really doesn't hold water. And for me personally, I'd be more apt to patronize a place that didn't allow smoking. And currently there are only 11 states that do not have any form of statewide ban on public smoking. And unfortunately, Indiana is one of them. As you can see, secondhand smoke is a very real and dangerous issue. And I'm glad we were able to go over the very real health issues caused by secondhand smoke and why smoking in public should be banned. I would like to encourage each and every one of you to contact your local state legislature, and this can be easily done by going to www.in.gov and insist upon a statewide ban on smoking in all general public places. In closing, the most important thing each of us hold is our lives. I ask you, isn't it worth fighting for? Aren't the lives of our family and friends worth fighting for? There's absolutely no excuse for Indiana not to have a statewide issued ban for smoking in all general public places. And I'll leave you with this one thought. The Declaration of Independence promised us as Americans these unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How are we going to take advantage of this promise if we die an early death through no fault of our own? Thank you. And thanks, guys. My works cited were the U.S. Declaration of Independence, secondhand tobacco smoke of the Health and Family, the EPA, a report, Cancer Progress, from 2004 of the Department of Health and Human Services, a toxicology report on carcinogens, the 11th edition U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and also children and secondhand smoke exposure excerpts from the consequences of involuntary exposure to tobacco smoke, a report from the Surgeon General. And that's it. Can you just go ahead and pan the audience?
And we're still here.
Sure it's on.